clase! El día final, the final day of our Gramática. I'm doing just a quick, grammar run through, really quick, 10 important points of grammar. So, we're not getting into all of this, but we'll get into little bits of it. But the point is, si se puede, you can do this. I've appreciated seeing comments where people are saying, oh, I'm starting to connect things, or this is fabulous review, very easy for me. Many of my Spanish 2s, because I use the same videos for both of you guys right now. Some of you are asked to do different things, but the videos stay the same. Some of my Spanish 2s, several had said, this is like what we've already done, we already know this. And I know. It should be very easy and repetitive for you. I'm helping to solidify those basic lessons so they stay. In Spanish 2 this year, remarkably, they came to the level of the grammar points needed to be learned and of the vocabulary needed to be learned that last year's class took the whole year. So Spanish 2 was already ahead of the game. Coronavirus didn't stop them. The one thing that we did not get to do was do our reading. Spanish 2 did not get to finish their novel about Patricia in California. Spanish 2 did not get to read our novel Fiesta Fatal. And Spanish 1 did not get to read our novel Agentes Secretos. Those are my biggest, saddest things. If we get back in the classroom, that's probably all we'll do is just focus on a speed read of the novels because they're so important and so beautiful. But because of copyright, I could not share them on this format. So in the meantime, hang in there, and we'll get through it. For now, let's get back to our grammar. La gramática, some of these basic 10 principles of grammar. Hoy, número 8, objeto directo. This is a big deal. My Spanish 1 students out there, we have not spoken about this really at all. Spanish 2s, we've spoken about this a couple of times. So, objetos directos, los pronombres de los objetos directos. Direct object pronouns. You ever notice Spanish speakers seem to speak super fast, right? Sometimes they'll have a whole big paragraph they need to translate and just they can say it super fast. Speedy Gonzalez. One of the ways they do that is through direct object pronouns, these guys. You find the direct object, you change it out for a pronoun, and you can cut out almost a whole entire sentence. A whole lot of words, just with this one little trick. Es un truco en español. Objetos directos y pronombres de objetos directos. It's a lot easier than it sounds. Pay attention though, it can be tricky. El objeto directo es la respuesta a la pregunta ¿qué? The direct object is the answer to the question what in a sentence. For example, el niño quiere un perro. El niño quiere un perro. The boy wants a dog. So, la pregunta ¿qué? El niño quiere un perro. You find the verb. You find that verb. Quiere. And you ask the question, what? What does he want? ¿Qué quiere? ¿Qué quiere? Un perro. El niño quiere un perro. Perro is the direct object. Quiere un perro. Okay? ¿Qué quiere? Well, we have it right there. ¿Qué quiere? Quiere un perro. Right? That is perro, or dog, is that direct object. So you look at a sentence. We have been focusing before on our sustantivo, our verbo, right? That's where we're focused. Now we're stretching out a little bit to get to these more advanced portions of grammar. This one, let it sink in, let it practice. But once you have this down, this concept of what we're going to do next down, your Spanish will flourish. You'll understand more of what you hear. You'll be able to express things in ways that are much more like a native speaker. It's amazing. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay. So, you're finding that direct object, right? Direct object. Once you find that direct object, to speed this communication, you need to change that out, that perro, you need to change it out for a direct object pronoun. We know the pronouns as yo, tú, él, ella, usted, nosotros, ustedes, right? These are pronouns. These are called direct object pronouns, DOP, direct object pronouns. These are the ones you use to be able to speak with this really cool form of direct object pronouns. So what you do is you find out who or what is getting that action. In our sentence before, perro. So then you look at the base of, these are the grammatical base, you know, that's why it's huge on my wall. Yo, tú, él, usted, nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ustedes. You say perro, that word perro. Which one of these in the sentence, which box does it live in? Is it me? Am I the dog? No. Am I talking to the dog? No. I'm talking about the dog, he, she, you, formal, or it? Yes. Now, is the dog plural or singular? Singular. If it were plural, I'd be over here. But it's singular, so it falls in this box. I like to imagine that little doggy living in this box. So now instead of perro, we find the corresponding direct object pronoun. Bottom, first column, bottom, first column. Lo, la. Perro is masculine, so we say lo. So in that sentence, for perro, we change it to lo, move it to the front, and say lo quiero. Let me show you. Yo amo a Ricky Martin. Ay, es mi favorito. Yo amo a Ricky Martin. Yo sí amo a Ricky Martin. Yo amo a Ricky Martin. ¿Quién es el objeto directo? What's the direct object? Yo amo a what? What? Ricky Martin. Amo a Ricky Martin. Now I look in here. Which box does Ricky Martin live in? Yo, tú, no, él. So then I'm going to change Ricky Martin to lo, and then move it to the front and write yo lo amo, or just lo amo. So instead of saying yo amo a Ricky Martin, I just say lo amo. Like how fast. Lo amo. And I'm saying I love him. Whoever him is, it's generic. Most of your direct object pronouns are these two, singular, plural. If you're talking about yourself, somebody else, or all of us, you use those three. But most of them, that's a secret hint, will be lo and la. Lo amo, lo amo. The dog, lo quiere, lo quiere. Once you move it over, then you sometimes have to change the conjugation. You'll see as you go. Otros ejemplos, let me show you very quickly. I don't want to spend so much time we lose time, or it takes 10 years to upload. But we have llamé, llamé. Hola mamá, ¿cómo estás? Sí. O llamé, mami. Sí. Llamé a mi mamá. Verbo, llamé. I called who or what? Mamá. So then you think mamá is in the LA usted, so becomes la. So that becomes la. La llamé, just like that. Necesito una curita, una band-aid. Necesito una curita. ¿Qué necesito? Una curita. Entonces, curita also falls in the it box, but it's feminine, so we have la necesito. Super fast to write these sentences. Todos quieren, all of them wanted, quieren, ¿qué? What did they want? Ver la película. That's the whole object. See a movie. They all wanted to see a movie, okay? So, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can do it that way without the whole end, and you would say la película is la quieren. Right? Find that verb. La quieren. Don't worry about this anymore. La quieren. But if you wanted to, this is also a verb. So you could count that together. And you could also say la, because you have two verbs here. La quieren ver. So two ways to do that. Why? Because there are two verbs here. So pick which verb you want to focus on. You want to focus on quieren? Circle the whole thing. La quieren. You want to focus on both of them? Quieren ver. Like, what do they want to see? La. That. It. Okay? Finally, mi perro come. Come from comer, my favorite verb. Come carne. Perro come carne. What? ¿Qué come? Come carne. También, it's in that it box. So, la carne, la come. La come. La carne is an odd one that's feminine. But that's all you need to do. Isn't this a nice, quick, easy sentence? 2 words and you get the entire meaning. And seriously, with a tiny pronoun, direct object pronoun, and a verb. If you need to rewatch this, feel free to do it as many times as you need. I also have some links that will give you additional input on this concept. It's new for some of you guys, but it's not super hard. It takes a minute because you got to move some things around, but it's easy and it'll help you so much. So that was number 8, direct objects. Número 9, verbos reflexivos. Spanish 2s, this was a big part of your year this year, these reflexive verbs, doing things to yourself. Okay, doing things to yourself. You have to learn direct object pronouns before you can get to here. Spanish ones, this might be a little above your head, I'm pushing you here. But if you can start to get this, next year you'll be like ahead of the game, okay? So verbos reflexivos. Los reflexivos tienen acción cuando el sujeto también es el objeto. So the subject is getting the action of what the verb is. Okay, it's the same thing. So the subject, the pronoun, and the verb is talking about all the same person. Let me show you. Like you're like, wait, what? Hang in there, I'll explain. Oops. Okay. You find out who is receiving the action. Okay, that's important. So you find a verb, the action, who's receiving that action. And you change that one into an indirect object pronoun. Now we have more pronouns, but they're very easy. It's me, te, nos, just like in the other ones, but the bottom 2 are se. It doesn't matter if it's masculine, feminine, singular, plural, it's just se. This is actually way easier. Me, te, se, nos. That's it. Me, te, se, nos. So you'll figure out which of those is correct and move it to before the verb. So here's some examples to do for you right now. And in Spanish we're saying, I wash myself. I wash myself. This is what I'm trying to say. I wash myself. Okay? Who's the subject? I. Right? I wash. Who am I washing? Who's receiving that wash? Myself. Same person, I hope. Same person, I'm washing myself. Only in these cases where it's the same person is when the verb is considered reflexive. Not all verbs are reflexive. Even some reflexive verbs can be used not reflexive too. Like I can wash the car, but that's not washing myself, that's washing the car. See the difference? So when I wash myself, to translate that, yo, lavar is the verb we're going to use, and myself. Yo lavar yo. This is not a real sentence. This is our step of getting there. I don't want to see anyone write yo lavar yo. If you do, I know where you're going, but don't. Okay, so yo lavar yo. The next thing is, we have to take this and move it over here, changing it to the correct direct object pronoun. Yo is me. So then you can put the subject in, yo me lavo, or simply me lavo, saying I wash myself. Me at the front says I'm the one getting the action. Lavo is from lavar, meaning to wash. It's conjugated at the end to an O, meaning I'm the one doing it. So me lavo, I'm washing myself. Okay? Most of these we'll see in the yo form because it's usually things we do to ourselves. But sometimes, if someone else is doing it and they're also receiving it, you can also have a reflexive verb. Again, me, te, se, nos. Those are your indirect object pronouns that you use for this. Here are some quick ones. Oh, I already wrote them. I should have written them out sentences. Me ducho. Me ducho. Duchar is to shower. So who is showering? I am. Who's receiving the shower? I am. So that's why we can write it in this nice, simple form. Me ducho. I shower myself. Me baño. What's baño? Baño's a bathroom, yeah. Baño uses a verb is from the verb bañar, which is to take a bath. So, I take a bath. Who is doing it? Yo. Who's receiving it? Yo. So we can use this format of me baño. The me shows that it's yo. Next we have me cepillo. Cepillarse is to brush your hair, right? So we're brushing our hair. Me cepillo. Cepillar is the verb to brush. I have it conjugated with an O. So who's doing the action? I am. Who's receiving the action? I am. Yo cepillo a mi pelo. So that we can use that format, put the me in front. Cepillo, conjugated, saying I'm the one doing it, to myself. Me cepillo. Me visto is from, it's an irregular. Vestir is the verb vestir. Conjugated to the yo, irregular form of visto. And I'm doing it to myself. Me visto. See, a lot of these are these to ourself ones. You can also see ones that are not just to ourselves. We have me baño again, I bathe myself. Me veo, I see myself, maybe in a mirror. Me veo en el espejo. See, me veo, I see who? Myself. I see who? Myself. Lavamos, wash. Lavar is to wash. It's conjugated lavamos. That means we're all washing. Who are we washing? Or who are they washing? Themselves. No, we, ourselves. We are washing ourselves. Lavamos, we're washing. Who are we washing? Nosotros, ourselves. Nos lavamos. Se levanta, from levantar, to stand up. When we conjugate it in levanta, it means he, she, or it, like the person. That person is standing up. Se levanta. So levanta is conjugated saying he, she, or it stands up. Who are they standing up? Are they forcing someone else to stand up? No, they're standing themselves up. Se levanta, that person's getting themselves up. So these are these reflexive verbs, and see how quick they are to use. Ooh, they're so easy. You can say a whole lot more, but not even have to write a whole bunch more. So that is our number 9. We had direct objects and direct object pronouns for number 7 or for number 8. For number 9, we have these reflexive verbs. And for number 10, the number one thing that I want you to do, we learned these great principles, but overall, you gotta try it. You gotta spit it out. No tienen miedo. No tienen miedo. No tienen miedo. Confía en tú mismo. Y no tienen miedo de fracasar. Don't be afraid to fail. Okay? No tienen miedo del silencio. Silence is okay. If you ask someone a question, and as a new learner, your question may not be worded exactly right, but it's about communication, it's not about perfection. So it may not be worded exactly right. Give them a minute to process, right? Just like they will give you a minute when they say something to you. Ay, pero ¿en qué calle vives? You're like, whoa, what? Right? What? You need some time to process that. You may need to ask an additional question. Silence is okay. Silence is a sign of thinking, okay? So it's okay to have natural pauses. We speak, we try to understand as good as we can. And don't be afraid of spite. Well, that doesn't have anything to do with this. Just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. So, be strong, sé fuerte, cuando estés débil. So be strong when you're weak. Sé valiente, be brave, cuando tengas miedo, when you're afraid. So be strong. Be strong. Be valiant. Sé humilde, be like humble when you have triumphed. Cuando hayas triunfado. Be proud of what you've done. Be excited. Okay? You guys can do this. Now, here's what you need to do. There's the Google Docs. A few quick practices for the first 2 things that we learned. For this one, you need to go speak Spanish to someone else today, right now. Ahora ven, habla con alguien en español. Si no hablan español, no me importa. Está bien. Si no hablan español, está bien. They don't have to speak Spanish. It's better if they do. But if you have no one in your home that speaks Spanish, tell your dog. It doesn't matter. Speak to someone. Habla en español. Say hi. Maybe tell them your favorite color or what you like to eat. Just say something in Spanish. Mamá, quiero comer cereal. I want to eat cereal. There, did it, right? Spoke to my mom, told her I wanted to eat cereal. My mom doesn't speak a lot of Spanish. She'd probably say, cereal? And I'd be like, sí, quiero comer cereal. And then she could help me, right? So communicate what you can, but your job is to go say something to someone in Spanish. ¿Sale? Okay, that is it. Google form is below. In the Google form, we'll go through our regular daily stuff. It will give you stuff on both 8 and 9, and this number 10, you need to speak to someone. There's also a section about that mariachi video, which I also have below. Have a great weekend. I love and miss you. I'll see you Monday. Ciao.